Okay, we need to see who these false teachers are. Contrary to what y'all say, that the false teachers are Gnostics, so somehow they're not the Judaizers of Galatia, Thessalonica, Corinth, all seen through Acts and the rest of it. So right here, somehow, the heresy of Colossae is somehow not the Judaizers. It's these Gnostics, and you talk out of both sides of your mouth when you try to say the Gnostics didn't come to the 2nd century, but Paul wrote this real early, is in mid 1st century. So let's forget all of that, but let's just get into it. So it's here in Colossians 2, verse 8, see to it that no one captivate you with empty, seductive philosophy according to human tradition. And they say right here, in the elemental powers of the world and not according to Christ. So what are the elemental powers of this world? Well, to see what that is, it's actually elementary principles, as we see in Isaiah 11. Who's going to teach them? The people just weaned from milk. Who's just weaned from milk? Preschoolers. And we saw the tutor. Who's the tutor? The law. So we know that the schoolmaster, the pedagogue, is the law. Now, when we go up here to scroll back to Galatians, we see that Galatians 4 is talking about the same elementary principles. Now, we look here at verse 3 here. It says, in the same way, also when we are not of this age, we were enslaved to the elementary principles of the world. So, here we have some exegesis where we know what the elementary principles are. The elementary principles, the schoolmaster, is the law. And according to these elementary principles, we have not the Gnostic tradition, but the law of Moses. And that's what the Colossian heresy is, just the same. Although it may have Gnostic traditions, because Gnostic traditions did come in the 1st century, it is a form of Judaism of the Gentiles. Now, to sum up all this, the elementary principles are definitely the law. We know this because we see in chapter 4 that faith, consequently the law was our disciplinarian for Christ, that we may be justified by faith, and now by faith has come, we are no longer under the disciplinarian. So it said you were bought with a price, and when you are not inheriting, meaning still haven't come to age as a child, there is no inheritance. So you're under the elementary principles: do not touch this, do not taste, etc. The law, the physical things. These are not spiritual, but the spiritual is graduation, and this is not under the law. It's clearly seen in chapter 4. If you don't think chapter 4 is about how the law does not apply anymore, then you don't understand Galatians 4. That's what the slave to the elementary forces is a slave to the law.